What is up, guys? Architect here, and today we're going to be looking at two crucial and multiple important updates coming to Star Citizen in 3.23. Alright, so when I was talking about those crucial things, to me, these are my crucial things, obviously. You may see them as also crucial, very, very important things. So we'll be getting new personal instance hangers, which is important, right? That's not like one of the crucial things for me. It's not a game breaker. But however, the mobiGlas rework and the new FPS map alongside the star system, star map rework, is a very important thing. Now, I don't believe all the functions of the star map will be coming in 3.23. So I think they were talking about plotting things of interests, right? So it's not necessarily like you can't still go to those places, you just can't mark them or something along those functions. But it's going to be very important going forward that we have these functions. Freight elevators, again, with alongside the instance hangers, personal and instance hangers, they're going to be important, very important, and I think they're going to be, very well received if everything is put together properly. The new locations for the distribution centers, big controversial thing right now. Obviously, they said a lot of stuff in the Inside Star Citizen last week about PvE and PvP being in the same place, happening, correspondingly at the same time, simultaneously. So, and then you got people questioning, like, well, am I going to get blown up every time I walk into one of these places? The odds are no, not every time. And they've increased the turret damage. They said there are going to be a lot of guards here, so that's one thing. The only thing that's really missing from these type of locations, what I think would be some air support, right? Maybe a Cutlass Black or something that just flies around every so often. Just something simple to keep it kind of feeling like it's more secure. Obviously, Stanton is a more, I think it's either a high security or medium security area, whereas Pyro is a lawless area, which, no security, other than if you are part of like a guild or a gang or however they work that out in the future. So going forward, I think it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, we don't get the frame rates for the server at, 30 FPS is what I believe they're targeting. And believe me, it's wow, 30 FPS. I got onto a server the other day. 30 FPS was, it shocked me. It was that good. I went down 2 different times in a bunker, and I usually don't go down at all in bunkers. But yeah, I think once the FPS gets caught up to the actual game, it's going to be a different game and a different beast altogether. Now, there's going to be a semi-important, which is obviously an iterative part of Star Citizen, and that's going to be the master modes. We've changed the flight model multiple times. We had the original flight model, then we had the hover mode, and then we went back to something that was kind of between the original model and the hover mode, and now we're going back towards another hover mode instances. I get it. The thrusters would need to be very active and not allow you to flip upside down in your ship and just remain upside down, obviously, when you're in a gravitational area or an atmosphere, because it just isn't realistic. I don't know, they want to take it too realistic and bring it back to fun, but it would just look wonky, and it's like, well, what's keeping your ship upright? Those little itty bitty thrusters, right? So I mean, it's kind of important, but it's not like game changing. I'm kind of concerned about the dynamic crosshair. Now, I think these are going to be, this is going to be a thing, right? Now, there's multiple arguments about this. Oh, well, we have, monitors that have crosshairs built into them, this, that, and the other, and that's fine and dandy. I personally feel like it hinders the experience, right? You have this target that's always moving about, and this will mainly be in combat helmets. But again, I mean, do we even need a sight anymore, right? Can we just not aim down sights with an iron sight? I'm not curious. I'm not for sure how this is going to work, and I'm curious to know if you will even need sights in the future. Like, as soon as you aim down sight, will the crosshair disappear? That's what I'm thinking might happen. So in that situation, it might be a little better, but I feel like, I think they're wanting to try to do away with the idea of if you can even fathom using some sort of cheat engine to gain an upper hand advantage, right? So they're trying to level the playing field to jump ahead of that, because we've seen in Squadron 42 trailer this past CitizenCon where they had a beacon that you pinged the area and it showed who was in your area. So alongside, you know, if people were to somehow hack in this game and have a ability to see where you're at on the map, you know, I'm not new to PC gaming. I've seen everything just about there is to see, and basically it would give a player who doesn't hack, if hacking is a thing, obviously it's a very big frowned on, it's a very, you know, very detrimental thing that nobody's going to take lightly, but it'll give a normal average player who doesn't pay for hacks, who will also get to keep their account because they won't be banned, obviously, but it will give the average player the ability to work at the same level as somebody who's trying to hack, and to me that'll work just fine, and hopefully the people, if there is anybody who is trying to hack, will get caught and obviously banned. And I would hate to think if somebody was spent thousands of dollars on this game to be a concierge member and they end up losing their account. That would suck for them. But anyway, another very super crucial, very crucial replication lure. This is the pre-step before server meshing, and this will be super important. I can't stress that enough, because this is supposed to be the next thing that relieves the server, right? And it's the beginning of meshing people together into the same instances. It's just a very important part, and the sooner we get this in, the better. But they've been working on this for like the last 5 or 6 years. So I mean, pretty, you know, I don't know how hard. I don't have internal knowledge, but I do know that it's been mentioned for at least that long. So it's a new way of approaching server meshing. I think they've scrapped 1 or 2 ideas already, and this is obviously the next move forward. And it's working, but it's still got some kinks they got to work out. So hopefully that'll be something they can nail down within the next 6 months or so. All right, guys. That was just a little bit of rundown for the February 7th, 2024 release information here for 3.23. I'm sure that a lot of people's already covered this, and I'm sure they've already had their input. But this is basically the things that I think are crucial and very important to advance Star Citizen to the next step towards that MMO we've always been wanting to play. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button. If you want to see more stuff like this, smash that sub button. And if you're new to Star Citizen, look in my description below. I have a link to referral, and it gives you 5,000 UEC credits upon creating an account. Obviously, if you want to get any kind of kickback or anything like that, you have to get the game package, and I think it's like $40 or whatever. So I mean, you will get the 5,000 UEC, but it won't be worth anything if you can't play the game. All right, guys. Till next time, remember.
Game on.